Hello everybody, here we are, and let's simply start working on the project that is Excalidraw. Coming back to this one, just a minute, let me have some water as well. Ready. So we actually have a lot of things to just simply handle right now. So just a minute, just today itself, it's 19. So at the end of the day, I was just live for 2 hours. That's not much at all. Anyway, let's simply click on this. Alrighty, here we are. This seems to be fine. And let's simply start working on this. I hope I'm audible right now, and hopefully you can hear me too. Just simply being loaded for some reason. Hello, can you hear me? Yeah, I'm audible. This is okay. So we have to work on this one. Let's just simply run this as well. So one dev is just simply gonna come on, yeah. Run this, and so far we have actually implemented quite a lot of things, and some of them are yet to be implemented. But before even that, we have to structure the project in a better way. And apart from this particular thing, this was the thing that I was working on yesterday. So let's just simply uncomment it and see what we can do regarding this. So what am I actually doing here, that whenever the wheel is clicked, especially when I'm moving the wheel, at that time this particular function should get triggered, and this should be triggered, but over here one thing I have to keep in mind, that if not event dot control key, so if the control key is not selected, only then this should be the pen should be kind of changed. So ultimately the value of the delta y is gonna be subtracted from y. X is always gonna be the same, so no need to worry about this. X is gonna be sort of 0, so pen offset minus 0 will always be equals to pen offset. As for this one, so this the value of this delta is gonna be either delta y is either gonna be minus 120 or plus 120. Hence that's gonna be increasing or decreasing based on how you are actually moving your wheel. I think this should be resolving it, but let's see. Localhost 3000, you have to go to canvas / canvas. So this is how it looks like. I can just simply draw the image, I can move up, I can move down. So yeah, it is working fine. And this is such a simple logic, like you have to just make sure that if you are clicking the control, then it should just simply zoom in. So if I click the control, now it is zooming in and zooming out, so it is just simply getting the job done. If I don't click control, it is just simply moving the things here and there. And if I click on pen, and if I just move it here and there, so it will be even moved as well. Now when it comes to this panning, if once I select the pen, it should always be pen, but it is coming back to select. So whenever I click on pen, so let me fix this as well. This is what it does, moves the, well, I'm getting a call, that's crazy, but okay, I think I'll have to pick it up. But the thing is that my mobile is not here. Just give me a sec, I'll be right back, and after picking up the call, and then continue from here. Alright everybody, sorry for that, something just important came up, so I had to go and get busy in that. With that, ultimately coming back to this one, moves the page up and down, that is it. Render shapes whenever the existing shape change, that is right. So scale, pan, offset, if anything changes at that time the page is re-rendered again, and that's the benefit of having a use effect. And this context ref, okay, makes sense. So this much we've done here, and ultimately, but one thing is that a lot of rendering is happening. If I'm just, even I have to fix this first of all. If I choose pan, there should always be pan. That simply means if a selected tool is pan, and when pointer up happens at that time, dispatch selected tool is this always. Do we have to do it? Not really. CLG no save change. I have to just simply change the logic a bit, especially whenever the pointer up is happening at that time. If I selected this and then I'm moving the mouse, I clicked and then moved, and then the pointer up happened, right? So in that case, this particular section, if selected tool is not equals to pan, only in that case I have to make it tool to be selected. So now if I am just simply clicking on pen and moving it, it is just simply not moving. That is what I wanted. So up and down and left, right, and all this thing is fine. I can even zoom in and zoom out, and I can select the pen. I can just keep moving it here and there. I can, wow. So what is the problem here? That is when I'm moving using pen, and then when I'm selecting this, the starting point is set by default. What I have to do, that when I click on any one of these tools, and whenever the tool changes, at that time the starting point gets null by default. So what I have to do, that whenever I'm selecting the tool, so whenever I should have where should I have this? Inside toolbar, right? So at that time selected tool changes, right? So in that case, let me do one thing. I'll have a use effect just right here. I have the start point ref over here, and one more use effect, and that's gonna be pretty simple. It is dependent on selected tool. Whenever the value of selected tool changes, at that time it just simply sets the value of start point ref dot current to null, so that if I'm selecting a point, the values should already be null, and when I click, the value should actually get some value. So sets the value of start point to null when a tool is selected. Let's see if there are some effects of this or not. So I suppose give this over here. I selected the pen, I moved it here. Now I selected ellipse and drew it again here. So it works quite well, doesn't it? So ultimately, now this is problematic. Yeah, text is problematic. I have to still fix the text, because text is unable to get the right coordinates. So if I go back to 100, and now if I click on text, it works fine at 100. Now this doesn't seem to be right. What is the problem with this? Alrighty, there is something wrong with this text area. So I have to just simply fix it somehow. Okay, so it turns out to be missing a few things. but never mind, we can just simply work on it anytime. So overall things are done, just this text related things are not working as expected. We are able to zoom in, zoom out, that's actually working well. Even we are able to draw the things just outside here. So sort of we have infinite paint, we can just simply keep moving it, and at the end of the day we are gonna be having some shapes over here. So we actually have an infinite page, and in that infinite page we have these diagrams here and there. So it actually worked well, and we can even get the image here. Even we have to fix the logic of the image. This is not working. What is the problem? Okay, I think the image got uploaded somewhere else. Yeah, this is where it got uploaded. So we have to fix this logic. This is where the image got uploaded. So ultimately what it does, it gets the, if I am here and if I am uploading the image, I can do one thing, that first of all the image is actually being uploaded where, this is where it got uploaded. So there are two ways. First of all, if I need to get the center point of the current panning and stuff, so we have to fix it. Let's have some fix over here. The to do's, probably RMD, RMD, whatever this is. The first to do is fix the text area pop-up. Then we have what is the next thing? Fix text area dynamic height. We have to even fix this particular thing, and fix image upload at the center. And then what do we have to work on? Then we have to work on bounding box, implement bounding box. Once bounding box is implemented, implement move feature, or shape move feature. And then once we've worked on this, after that implement shape resize feature, and then implement shape properties features, and then implement edit shape features. Then what else? Once we've done this much, after that work on implement WebSocket feature. Ultimately that's fine, implement a WebSocket. And after that then after that create implement room and real-time collaboration. And after that implement authentication, and add more pages. And even here after WebSocket we have to work on integrate DB database, and add more pages and all. Work on deployment on AWS, and then try to scale the server, and for that you may have to create another server for okay, we will do it. I don't know what to call that another server, but of course try to scale the server and db scaling, but try db scaling if possible. Ultimately these are the things that we have to work on, and they are not, of course. And lastly, even before that, deployment here, add video, implement video, add feature, add video feature, add video on canvas feature, and yeah, that is something I'm just thinking of doing. And after that, create more pages, add, make it look like Excalidraw app or website, and that is it. This is all that we have to do. Let's work on this one. Text area, fix the text area pop-up. So we have to just simply get this particular section done. So just a minute. So how are we gonna be fixing it? Right now what is happening that over here, come back to 100, and now if I click on text, this is fine, it just I'm able to write. But as I just simply move it from here to here, so the problem is that when I click at this point, I clicked on this point. Now as I clicked on this point, it is selecting this particular point on the screen. So when I click on this, what is the problem? What am I actually doing? Just a minute. So when it comes to adding the text, right? So come on, where is that? Come on, can't I see that today? There are many. Let me collapse everything. Apps, web components. I have canvas over here. Inside the canvas I have canvas.tsx, and over here I have this text area. In this text area, what am I doing? Text editor ultimately. And in this particular text editor, we have left, we have top, and that is the text editing state. That is simple, understandable. What is this text editing state? This text editing state is a state. So ultimately I will have a use effect for this. So hook, not use effect, actually hook for it. So I should have text editing.ts. This is it. And now what is happening over here, that we have this particular state. This is just constant, we will fix it later, no worries. And this text editing state has x coordinates, and I think these x and y coordinates are the screen coordinates. If there are screen coordinates, so screen coordinates are not being calculated well. We have to work on that feature. So text editing, we are just simply trimming. Whenever we are saving it, at that time what is happening, text editing, text trim, and if it does exist, we are getting the x and y. What is this x and y? This is what we have to think, and at the end we are just simply adding it to the shape. So this x and y, they are the world coordinates or the canvas coordinates, if I'm not wrong. So they are the canvas coordinates. And now as they are the canvas coordinates, we move the canvas here. Earlier the canvas was somewhere here. Now as we moved it, so it actually appears to be here, because the canvas distance is here. As I moved it, so it actually went there, so it's gonna be even further. That makes sense. So from the canvas we need to get the screen coordinates. That's the problematic thing. So whenever, just a minute, I'll have to make sure that this is the canvas coordinates. Check if this is the canvas coordinates. Alrighty, how can we check that? Wherever it's getting saved, so where are we saving the text? For that thing I need to go to the here only text editor, and inside this text editor we have text editing, set text editing. Now what is happening on handle change, whenever we are clicking, at that time it appears. So when we click, just a sec, this is nothing but a component that just simply appears, and this on the basis of this text editing X and Y. So I'm definitely setting it on clicking on the canvas. And where is the canvas? Canvas.tsx. So over here when I'm clicking, either handle key down or not this here, this canvas section. So whenever I'm clicking on this and whenever this pointer down happens, at that time I am definitely adding the values. Let's see, coming back to this one, handle pointer down, where is that? What is happening here when handle pointer down happens, if that's equals to text, in that case we have free draw over here, we have text over here. This is where we are saving the values. So if whenever we click, if that's equals to text, so we have start point X and we have start point Y. What are these? These are the canvas coordinates. So over here the start point that I actually have at the top, get screen to canvas coordinates. So start point, even we have the ref over here. So this is the start point is the canvas coordinate. Alrighty, and as we have the values of the canvas coordinates, so the value of the canvas coordinates gets set over here, simple. And now whenever it's canvas and we have this text editor over here, so the value we get over here, that is nothing but the canvas coordinate. The question is, if it was at 100%, so I moved it here. Moving here means the value decreased. The value of the canvas coordinates decreases or increases? The value did not decrease, the value always remained the same. It's just that you moved it. So let me do one thing. Why it even sends it there? I'm not getting this thing. Right now what is happening, suppose I have this, I clicked here and I'm able to type. I typed it. Now if I move it, this particular section is being moved because it is on the canvas. And as I'm moving this, and if I click same at the same place again, it is being displayed over here. So the coordinates of text area, they are different. See, if I'm clicking here again, the place is this, and that is right, because what is happening that in my where in my canvas, I better go here, I had X suppose 100, Y suppose oh, I mean again getting a call 200, I have to go and pick up the call. But if I had X and Y 100, that's always gonna be 100. So even if I'm moving it here, so if I click here, that's gonna be equivalent to 100, and that 100 is displayed here. So ultimately that is why if I click here, I'm getting the things here, because if I click here, that's equivalent to 100, and 100 is actually this particular space on screen. Anyway, give me a moment, I'll be back after picking up the call and all. I'll be back. Hello, so what I'm saying. Alright, here we are. So it's pretty simple, clear. And the thing is that suppose what is the problem here, that I clicked here. This is suppose 100 by 100 point, right? So now when I clicked here, it got visible over here. So this is the 100 by 100 of the screen as well, right? Now if I move, so it came here, right? So now if I click here, this will again be 100 by 100. So if I come back and click here, that this is still 100 by 100 of the canvas, but the screen's 100 by 100 that is here. So if I click here one more time, I'm gonna be getting 100 100. This is 100 100 of the screen, and this is the 100 100 of the canvas. So that's the problem. So when I write something here, it will automatically come here. So I hope it does make sense. So I clicked here, this is the screen's 100 100, hence it is not able to show the things at the right place, but once that's added, that will automatically come back here. So what do we need to do? We have to change the coordinates of the screen in such a way so that we get the text area right here, and that's easy to do. I mean, it's not really big deal. We already have everything ready. So this text that we are getting, they are the canvas ones. So what am I actually gonna do, that const, and that's gonna be we have to get from canvas to screen, right? So get canvas to screen coordinates. We have this particular function. This function we already I'll show exactly what it does, but at the end of the day, it's gonna take canvas x, that's gonna be text editing state, right? So text canvas x is gonna be equals to text editing state dot x, canvas y is gonna be equals to text editing state dot y, and we have pan offset, we need a scale, we need a scale offset. Here we are. Now how am I gonna be getting these values? Pan offset, scale and all, let me just simply get them. So const pan offset, I think I should be getting them directly. Let's get them directly for now. Pan offset, that's gonna be equivalence to use as select pan offset. Again, everything's already ready, so I'm just simply importing this pan offset. I'm already saving it inside Redux state, so it's pretty simple. Scale, that's already saved, it is, this state is already being managed. It's just like I'm just simply using them here. Select scale, this is done. Const scale offset, use app selector, and select scale offset. So ultimately I just got these states from Redux store, and they are being used over here. Now what this function does, this function takes the canvas x, canvas y, pan offset, scale offset, and scale this, and if you actually come back here, it takes these values, and what it does, that it gives me the screen x and y. So the canvas x multiplied by scale, so exactly how much my screen is scaled right now, plus pan offset plus scale offset. What is this? Let me show you that. This is this formula that I have here. These three formulas are the ones. So ultimately, the world point, again, you need to talk to the ChatGPT regarding all these things, because of course directly you cannot understand, but these three formulas are just simply getting everything done. So world point is the canvas point, and so if you have the what, again it's gonna be hard to explain, so I'm just gonna be showing you like this. This is the, if you want to get the world point, this is the formula for getting the world point. If you want to get the screen point, this is the formula, and with from these two formulas this got created. So if I just want scale offset, so I'll just send every, so we are subtracting that head section, and if we just simply scaled and then the real point moved somewhere else, so we are even scaling subtracting these offsets, so they are like extra width or extra height that got increased, or we increased that, or that got increased because of the scaling, and hence we are subtracting it from screen point. If they are 0 0, then okay. If pan offset is 0, scale offset is 0, scale is 1, then word coordinate, word point is gonna be equal to screen point. Again, it's gonna be, I know, hard to understand. Never mind, this is just a formula, and this is understandable if you give some time. Coming back to this one, the same formula is here. We want to get the screen point, so hence we have canvas multiplied by scale, canvas, screen, canvas, ultimately world point multiplied by scale, plus plan plus scale offset. So plus plan offset plus scale offset, that's the same we have. And this will give me what? This is gonna give me here, not here, text area, text editor, here we are. It gives me screen x and screen y. So const, it gives me x and y, and those x and y are screen x and screen y. So ultimately I'm gonna have the value of x here, I'm gonna have the value of y here, and top -4. And what is this? I'm having -4 over here, because what happens that if you draw anything, suppose I drew this, right? So it this is the top. So if I'm drawing something, so at that time that is being drawn, suppose I'm adding some text here, okay. So suppose this is the point, anyway this is the point I have on my canvas, and if I'm adding some text over here, so suppose I'm gonna be adding text, right? So at this point I'm adding text. So if we actually have a look, the text got added like this. So if I'm adding some text, so the text gets added at that, like this, at the point. So if how can I explain it? This is the point, and if I'm adding the text, so the text is gonna be added just like this, and everything will start this way. But when it comes to text area, will it be like this or not, or will it be like this? I'm even confused here. Just a minute, I'll have to check this particular thing. How can I check it? If we are adding a text, how does it get added? Let me just give me a second. Alrighty, it's back. I hope I'm gonna have good network connectivity. Coming back to this, if I just simply run this HTML file, so gonna be running it with the live server. I have to check it anyhow, so let's keep it on the left, so let's keep it on the right. And right now, coming back to this, we have this script.js over here. We have this normal canvas, and on the canvas we are just simply trying to draw something. So we have the our baseline, and when we try to add a text, so text baseline, where are we adding the text? Fill text, yeah, this is the one, right? So whenever we are filling a text, text always appears where? Text always appears below the line. Yeah, that is right. Okay, I was just simply saying the opposite thing. It always appears below the line. And if I want it to go at the top, so should it go at the top or not? So when we click at a point, so ultimately this is the, suppose this is the point. Now if I want to draw a text, should the text be just at on the point and above that, or should the text be on the point and below that? Now it's my choice to make here. And if I'm going with this way, so I have to make sure that, because the text, if I'm making that okay, this is all about text. This is how the text appears. How about the text area? Suppose I'm gonna have the text area at this only. So let's just do one thing. Text area, right? So we are going to have a text area here. We already have this text area. So let me give it the ID. It already has the ID. So let's do practical stuff here. This is the coordinate of the text, this top one, and let's remove everything else. That's gonna be great. So I removed everything, and this top at this particular coordinate, it is here. That's simple. Okay, understandable. Now if I want my text, let me get the text area as well. So const text area, that's gonna be document dot get element by id, get element by id, and that's gonna be text area, because that has that id. So we got the text area. Once we got the text area, so we want to set the text area. So So how can we set the height and width of the text area? We can give it the way we did it here. We can give it top and left. So the coordinates are top and left at the end of the day. So 5 does not mean this is just a coordinate, right? So we'll have to convert the left and top, that is right. So in that case, let me do one thing. I am below how much? I moved from 0 to 500 on the x-axis. That simply means, no, I'm mainly talking about this line, right? So the starting point is 0, 75. This is the starting point, and 575, this is the end point. The question is, how far is this from the top? Is there any more styling added? No styling added as such, so I'm missing something here. 75. So 0, 75. So it started from 0 and then 75. This is the distance. Okay, that's fine. So the y-axis, so from the top it is 75 pixels away, and from x-axis is it sort of 0 pixels away. Now you may be able to see some distance here. That is so it is started from here 0.75 and it went till here, and it does have some distance from the left, and that is, I think, default padding of the browsers. Okay, never mind, we have this, and now I want to have text area there only. So text area that we have, text area dot left or text area dot style dot left, and that's gonna be how much? So the text area should be where? From the top, the left should be 0. So let's make it 0 pixel for now, and text area dot style dot top. From the top it should be 75 pixel. So that is where the text area should be, but this text area is actually here. So in that case, I have to give it some style. So this is the text area. Let's give it inline style here. So style. How do we give it the inline style? I think like this. So its body will have that is fine. Style display, not display. I think that, no, that is not display. I forgot the property. Absolute. What do we set absolute? Display. Absolute. No, this is not the one. Literally, absolute in CSS. That is position. Yeah. So position is gonna be relative, and its position is gonna be what? Absolute. That's fine. And coming back to this, now here it is. That's what we wanted. So the hello is here right now, and coming back to this, what else can we do? Text area dot style dot height. That's gonna be 2. How much? How much can it be? It's not height, actually rows, I think. Grid arrow. Forget about this. It doesn't. I don't know what the right command is for this. I think I should be able to control it with this. Rows, that's gonna be 1. Yeah, now it's fine. Alrighty, coming back to the main logic. What is actually happening here? Where is the top? Top has been hidden. So if I have text area at point 75, So ultimately from the top it is 75. So if yeah, that's right, I have to have the first one as well. Control ZZ. So if I have it at pixel 0 from the left and 75 from the top, it appears here. Okay, and if I just simply remove this section, the top appears at the same place as well. So is it like both of them, they appear on the same page at the same place? In that case no, this is not at 0. This should be 0 here, right? Yeah, now it is fine. So 0, 75, and it turns out to be the same way. This is just the size increasing and decreasing, so that is also fine. Line width, okay, that doesn't really make any difference. So if we have something at this, one more thing that probably I am missing, that is what is that called, one more property of it, text on canvas. Let's go with this, text on canvas. One more property is there, HTML canvas, and that property is baseline. I think that is the one. Stroke text, not this one. Anyway, I think that's the baseline. So yeah, that's already here. Come on, how can I forget this? If I just remove this, then I'm gonna check the result. Here we are. So right now, if we do not have this top, okay, text baseline top, if I do not have this, so by default it is at the top. So if I say 0 and 75, so this is the point on the canvas, so it will be just on and above the point, so the text is gonna look like this. So there are two ways, the ways that I have. Either I keep it on the point and above, so whenever we are drawing, so it's gonna be like this, or we implement this CTX baseline top, so it will be just on the point and below that. They will be sort of at the same point, but not exactly. Why not exactly? Because the canvas that I have here, if I move it below, and why is this? I think I need to change one thing, that is zoom index, Z index, not zoom index. So text area dot style dot Z index, that's gonna be -1 and 0, probably -1. Yeah, so there is a difference in the font sizes. So how can I fix it? Text area, let's give the text area the same. So text area dot style dot font size, it will also have font size as 20 pixel. It doesn't have any effect. How do we set the font size? So font, yeah, that's right, font is gonna be 20. It's not increasing. Text area dot style dot family, font family, that's gonna be Arial. Okay, that's good. And now instead of having top over here, I'm also gonna have hello. Sorry, not this one, the below one. I'm gonna have hello. So this hello is bigger than that. Okay, this is far bigger than this. Why is that so? Is this font not working? Font size, yes, I said size. Probably I'm not able to set this these things well. If I directly go here, index.html, and I'm gonna set few things here. First one is gonna be text area, right? Font size. I think I can do it like this. 20 pixel. Okay, it is like that. And we have font family, that's gonna be Arial. Okay, that is familiar, and that is sort of the same. And px, what is this called, padding is gonna be 0, and margin is gonna be 0. Alrighty, and now if you have a look, they have almost the same padding, margin I've said, okay, that's alright. Position is absolute, that is also fine. Font size is 20, Arial is 20, and the same property it has, the text on the canvas. Both of them are on the same coordinate, have the same property, still they are not overlapping each other, right? In that case, what do we have to do? In that case, in order to make them overlap, what can I do? If somehow this is the top is 75, right? So if I make it 71, now it is overlapping. So this was the calculation that I did earlier, that even if you actually have a look over here, 0.75, 0.75, both of them are on the same coordinate. This is the first thing. The second thing is that they have the same style, 20 pixel Arial, and this one has the same 20 pixel Arial. So they should be on top of each other, right? But they are not on top of each other. So it's all about playing with the points here. So now what can I do so that it is they are on top of each other? So 75 I have, minus 4 if I say, now it's not gonna directly work. So 75 minus 4, that's actually 71. So now they are sort of, not exactly, but sort of on top of each other. If I say pixel minus 1, now they are exactly on top of each other. So we can do this, that the left, from the left we are gonna be subtracting 1, from the top we are gonna be subtracting 4. So the main logic, coming back to this, from top we subtracted 4, from the left we need to subtract 1 at least, so that they are exactly on top of each other. So this is just the normal way to figure it out, exactly how they are being rendered. And the most important thing is that they are being rendered on or below the point. Of course they cannot be on the point because this is a text. So on or below the point, they are just simply being rendered, as simple as that, and the job is done. This is the main line of the point, and this is where it is being rendered. Alrighty, coming back to this, overall logic is right now. So this is the logic that we have, and if I just a minute, okay, so let's just simply continue and close this, and this as well. Now if I see it, hopefully it should be giving me the right result. So if I click here, hi there, how are you doing? Now even this is the problem, I have to fix it, but okay, it can be fixed later, but ultimately this is how it looks like, exactly at the same place. Why? The text area and the text on the canvas, they are exactly on the same, they seem to be exactly on the same point, mainly because of the calculation that we've done so far. Now if I move it here, as simple as that, and if I try to write something here, it appears only here. So the thing that we were trying to fix, that's been fixed. That's only one problem right now, that is when I select this and start writing something, it's raining outside. Alrighty, hopefully it's fine. So its width is not dynamically increasing or decreasing. So in that case, I had a way for this as well. So let me go to the text area editor, I am already in, and the height, line height multiplier, not this, I think this only, font family, line height multiplier, and so probably inside canvas. Let me have a look at that. Click the image if the tool is click the image if tool is image. Okay, this simply not here. What are we doing? In image input there, clicks image input if tool, and still I'm not getting the right thing, the place where the coordinates are being changed. So I think that's gonna be inside use canvas drawing. So over here we have this render shapes. Whenever existing shape change, moves the page up and down, sets the value. Or give me a second, okay, it's raining, so I have to just get some work done. I'll be back in a minute or something. Alrighty, welcome back. And what we were looking for, somewhere I'm just changing the size of the text area using an use effect. So I think this is the one, text area resize, right? This is again a hook that I have created. So this runs, and earlier it was right now it is just simply misbehaving for some reason. Why is that so? Multiplied is 1.2, font size this, that is fine. So text area, we are getting the current text area in this canvas, ctx font size, and then we are getting the number of lines, so then getting the max value from the line. So ctx, ultimately it returns the what, it just simply returns an array with the length of the lines, and the maximum length is actually selected here. Line height, font size, line height multiplier, that is also fine. And text area width is gonna be like this. Height is gonna be max of what? Height is gonna be either line height or line multiplied by this and this, line height. So the line height, how is this calculated? It is calculated based on the number of lines. So it should be fine. Let me just do one thing. Font size and this is nothing but the line height and length. So what is the length of a single line? Height actually. So what is the height of a single line and how many lines we have? Let's check this thing out. Reload the page. 100, yeah, that's fine. Now if I try to have a look at this, so select the text. It turns out that the use effect is not running. That is the problem. So why is this use effect not running? It is dependent on text.editing_state.text. Now whenever the value of this changes, text editing state on change, so whenever the value of this changes, does the value change on the go? I think so, it should be changing. So whenever the value changes of the text area, text editor, so on change, handle change, whenever the value of it changes, set text editing state. So what we are, this is the problem, event not problem. So we get the previous value that exists, all the previous values, set edit testing. So this simply contains the current one, right? So if there are previous values, the text, let me check what kind of type it has. So text editing state, it will have text, and it just simply changes the text again and again. So what it does, it gets the previous values and if there is any previous value, it just simply changes the same value, otherwise it does this. So at this point of time, the value of text editing state changes. Now the question is, if the value is actually being changed, so text, where is the hook? Text area resize. That simply means I'm not using this because this is not running at all. So if I go to canvas.tsx, where am I using? Use drawing is here, image upload is here, text editing is here. So we definitely have this. The only thing is that this use text editing has not even that. I'm talking about text area resize. Okay, I'm not using that use effect. That's the problematic thing. Nah, I have this use text area resize. It gets the text editing state. That text editing state comes from here. So this and this. So suppose I have a hook. Let me have a hook here. Use effect. Not hook actually. Let me have an effect here, and that effect depends on text editing state dot x. Text. So whenever the value of the text changes, at that time this should be running. Text changing. Coming back to this, reload the page. Text is changing. It ran for the first time. Now it runs. That's great. That simply means this works fine. Now the question is, if this works fine here, we have used text area resize. This is a hook. This hook itself has another one. Whenever the value of text editing state changes, it should be running. See, text is changing. Coming back to this, reload the page. Okay, that's also runs. That's great, that runs too. Now the question is, if that runs, 1, this is the return statement, 2, this is the return statement. Where am I facing the issue here? And return, then we don't have any returns. Now let's run it. 1 2. So 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. 3 is never ever running. Why? So this is where we it's problematic. Get rid of this, get rid of this. This third is not running because we are checking for the text area and we are checking for the text area and we are checking for this canvas. What we don't have? CLG text area and CLG canvas. Okay, testing time, debugging time, whatever you call. Here we are. We get the canvas, we do not get the text area. So we do not have the value of the text area here. Now the question comes, text area ref is actually being passed. That is good. So that simply means the text area ref that I do not have, that is because of this over here. Text area ref is actually being passed. Where is this coming from? This is coming from here. At that time there is no text area, hence it is not passed. So text area ref dot current, the value of the text area is null. Wow. all the time. Why? Text area ref, text editor, it's not being passed here. Text area is what? This is the thing, right? So text editing state font size, we are not passing it even here. There's no ref on text area. And that's the problematic thing. I think by mistake I removed it because I had it initially. Anyway, let's get it off. Let it be here. What I'm actually gonna do that in here, I'm gonna be passing the text area ref, and that's gonna be text area ref. Of course, I need to take it as a parameter prop here. So one more prop, text area ref, and that's gonna be ref object probably on HTML text area element. The value can actually be null as well. That is it. Once I get it here, text area ref, once I have the text area ref here, so this text area is gonna be equals to ref is gonna be equals to text area ref. Okay, things are done. Let's see right now. Reload the page. We do not have the value of text area, that is fine, but now I do get the text area here, and as I enter the value, and now the height of the text area automatically increases, unlike earlier. So congratulations, we have fixed this error as well. Get rid of this. And again, we have to format the logic. The logic can be better, the way it's scattered, the things are scattered here and there. We will be doing that, but for now this is great. So yeah, we've done quite a few things here. First of all, we are actually able to draw the stuff. Let me check all of them, they are actually being drawn or not. Hi there. Yeah, it is. Image, again the logic of the image is not the best optimized yet, but okay, this is fine. Now if I move it here, am I able to do everything? Arrow, line, this line, and image. Now this image may not appear here, I don't know whether this will. Okay, this is appearing here, that's great. So this particular thing is done too. Are we able to move up and down? Yes, we are able to. Are we able to do it left, right anytime? Yeah, we are. Are we able to zoom in, zoom out? We are able to. If we click on the pen, are we able to just simply move it here and there? Yes, we are. So yeah, congratulations, everything is sort of working. So we had some to-dos here. Fix the text area pop-up, done. Text area dynamic height, done. Image upload at the center. Let's work on this. When I'm uploading any image, I can upload even many images. They are gonna be centered like this. Let's not have these many images. Rather have just few ones, probably 3 or 4. 3, let's have 3. So the images are uploaded like this, around the center actually. That is fine. If I move it, if I select again 1, 2, 3, they are here. So initially we had here, now we have here. If I move it even more, now if I select, it is not problematic, it seems to be fine. So if we just move, it works great, but if we zoom, will it still work? That's where it doesn't work. So when we zoom, at that time we are not able to get the image in the center. What is the problem? As simple as that. This is what we have here. So when we, if I just simply zoom in, we should be getting the image in the center, still in the center. But it turns out that we are not getting the image in the center. We are. That's the center point, isn't that? I'm not even getting this issue, what exactly this is. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's draw this here. I don't know what this is. And let's zoom it a bit, probably like this. And if I get the image now, this appears in the center. Now if I move it here, if I draw this, and if I try to get the image, now it doesn't come. So it turns out that I was expecting it to be here, but it actually came here. So the problem is with the way I am calculating coordinates for the image. Let's see. Image. Where is the image input? This is the image input. We can select a multiple of them, that's fine. Handle image input. Okay. What this handle image input is actually a hook, actually a function from a hook. Okay, let's go here. It is being exported. This is what is being done here. So we have we are getting the files and all, that is fine. Get canvas center. How are we getting the canvas center? We have center X and center Y. What are these? Screen or where are they coming from? Center X and center Y. Array? I can't see the center X. Okay, center X, we are getting it anyway, sorry. We are passing the canvas. Canvas is being passed. Pen offset, scale offset. So get canvas center. So what are we doing here? Canvas dot this minus scale offset. Here we are. Guess. So we have sort of everything, yet something is missing. So we want to get the center. Having said that, we already have the center. Canvas dot width and this. So using the come on, what does it do? Get canvas return. What kind of formula is this? Canvas dot width. This is the screen's coordinate, isn't this? Yeah, that's right. We have to bring it in the middle of the canvas using the screen's coordinate. So I got the middle ones. It makes sense. Minus right left this. So when I uploaded something here, it actually came here, because even if this was the center, but for a canvas it actually gets converted. So suppose earlier I had what? I had X and Y here and they belong to screen. When they got converted to the canvas, X and Y, so at that time the actual coordinates of the canvas, what? Even one thing is also missing here. There is this. So many bugs are there. Okay, let's focus on this first of all. So when I clicked here, it appeared here because the screen coordinate was converted into this canvas coordinate. So if I want it to be the same, that the screen coordinate should be the canvas coordinate exactly at the same place. So I have to stop removing the offsets. This is the thing, probably this is what I need to do, that the scale offset that I have, I don't have to subtract it. Why? I don't know. I have just the idea but first of all I wanna see whether it actually works or not. So what I think right now, that when I click here on the canvas, it should appear only here. So the pen offset that you got by moving here and there, or the scale offset that you got by scaling, that doesn't matter. When I click here on the screen, the point should be exactly the same on the canvas as well. Doesn't matter what kind of makes sense. Even we may not have to or not. So let's give it one more try. Don't know what's gonna happen right now, seriously. It does appear here. Now let's move it. This is another one. Get the image. Where the image? Where is this? अरे भाई गई कहाँ है image? It is nowhere even close. Didn't we get the image? Let me get it one more time. Image must be uploading, right? Okay, they are on top of each other. Why? ये क्या है? When I get center x and y, those center x and y, they are actually converted into yeah, got it. If I do not subtract, so the center x and center y of the screen will always be fixed center x and center y of the canvas. That is right. Then that's gonna be problematic. What my goal is, that if I am clicking here, so somehow this x अरे भाई लिख तो लूँ, this I have to even fix this. Now, when I click on pencil, that should always be pencil. Okay, never mind. This x and y should always be an x and y of the canvas as well. So how to know that what kind of coordinate of the canvas currently that's visible? So you will definitely have to add pen offset in all. So this is sort of compulsory thing, except one thing. I have two things here, right? Get coordinates. So get canvas to coordinates. So canvas x, and we are getting this case, right? So pen offset, scale offset. Mama is calling again. Probably we need to subtract scale here only. I'll be back, just a second. Alright everybody, here we are. So coming back to this, let's just compare both left and right. Here we were subtracting rect left. Okay, that's sort of not needed here. So get screen to canvas coordinates. So from the screen to canvas coordinates we are getting here, and this is how it's done, right? Okay, fine. And canvas to screen, so this is the only thing that needs to be done. And rect left, probably this span setter needs to be subtracted just right here. So in that case, isn't it the same? Yeah. So instead of using this formula here, there is a problem with the formula for sure. If I do not use this formula, rather instead of get canvas center, I'm gonna be getting get canvas to screen coordinates. Okay, as simple as that. So now this particular section will return me that ultimately canvas coordinates cut. Yeah, that's sort of right, makes sense. Come on, yeah, I should be able to type well at least today. Paste it here. Now what all I need to pass? It needs canvas x. So canvas x, that's gonna be equivalent to canvas dot width divided by 2, because we want everything in the center. Then canvas y, canvas dot height divided by 2, and then this, and it returns what? It returns x, it returns y. So once this is done, so we are gonna be having x and y over here. Those x and y are gonna be equivalent to this. Create a shape, shapes are gonna be created. So create image shape, it just simply gets x and y, adds them, image x. We are gonna be getting image y. So image x and image y. What is the problem? Comma expected? Are you kidding me? Yeah. In that case, let me do one thing. Things are there. So cut, type, I just have props, just like this. Paste this, not like this, rather like this. It will have props, and this needs to be removed already. So now this is like this, and coming back to this one, we have to pass image, we have to pass x, that's gonna be image x, that's nothing but the coordinate, y, image y. Oh, done. I think it's fixed though. Let's see, try this thing out. Whew. So we are getting the image here easily. If I move it here, this is what we got. If I move it here, and the canvas is on canvas, I have the pan offset, right? If I select the image here, so that image actually comes here, just the opposite way. Why? What am I missing? If I draw something here, that is still here, but when it comes to this, that goes off. There's a problem in the logic. So what is the problem? We got the canvas x and y, right? So these are the canvas x and y. Once we got them, what are we doing here? await load image info. So what does it return? It just simply returns me promise all map. It just simply goes through all the files that I uploaded, and after that it gets the image URL and await a load image. I made it complicated for no reason, but okay, never mind. So what is happening whenever I'm calling this automatically calls this particular function. This particular function does nothing but sort of gives me the image URL, uh, resolves it, right? So it resolves with the image, so it makes sure that I get the image whenever the image is ready. Anyway, once the image URL I have, load image, so I'll just simply pass the image URL here, and it just simply returns me the image whenever the image is ready. Once I get the image, so at that time max image size is gonna be image width and height, and I just simply try to make sure that it doesn't goes over max size. That is fine. Once I got that, I'm returning the image URL width and height. The width of the image, height of the image URL is returned. That is fine, at least so far so good. So this is fine. Image info. Once we have the image info, image info returns three things: URL, width, height. Coming back to this, max width is being calculated. So the widths that I got, I'm just simply gonna be mapping through them, and I'm just simply gonna be getting the width, and the max width is gonna be the value here, max height is gonna be the value here. Makes sense. And after that, max width plus image gap, what should be the image gap? So that's just simply gonna be there. That is also right, fine. Then rows and columns, so get grid size. So we have to just simply get the grid size somehow. So this logic I actually asked AI to write. So let's it just simply gives us the number of rows and number of columns based on the number of length of the images. If I come back here, so it just simply returns us rows and column. And how we calculate, we get the number of images. On the basis of that thing, we check how many rows should be there or how many columns should be there. So we get the square root of the column. So suppose there were four images, so columns are gonna be 2. Yeah, and if once we got the columns, so we just divide the count by columns, and the remaining numbers are rows. Make sense? I got 2, and 2 divided by 4, that's gonna be what count is 4, 2, 2, 2, 2. So 2 rows should be there. Yeah, this formula works anyway. Suppose initially I had 4 images. Okay, and then what is gonna be the column here? So column is gonna be root of 4, 2, and the ceiling value, so that's again gonna be 2. So we got the columns 2, and the rows are gonna be equivalent to 4 divided by 2, that's again gonna be 2. So we will have 2 columns, 2 rows. Okay, makes sense. And in case we have, suppose 16, not 16, just 3 3 9, suppose we have 9. In that case, so columns are gonna be 3 over here, and rows are gonna be 9 divided by 3, 3. They are gonna be 3 by 3. So this is fine, but let's have 5. So if count is 5, so as the count is 5, the columns are gonna be the root of 5, that's gonna be 2 point something. It gets the ceiling value, that simply means it will give me 3 columns probably. Ceiling value means top, right? Yeah, and 3 by 2, 5 by 3, 3 1 3, 1 row, no, one, not 1 row, ceiling value 2 rows. So yeah, this formula works anyway. So it just simply gives me the number of rows and columns. Once we get the number of rows and columns, then let's simply continue what's happening next here, because if we don't understand, we won't be able to fix the logic. So shapes, image infos.map, we have the image, we have the index. Array yaar, I mean literally, I'll be back. Okay everybody, here we are. So what we are doing over here, we got the image info. From the image info we got the image over here, that's fine. So what does it do? Row is gonna be what is this here? It's just simply returning the shape, and on the basis of that thing, this is where the I think this is where the problem is. So if we have canvas is canvas y, where are we using x and y? We are using x and y here. Generated centered offset. Just a sec bro. Get a centered offset. Centered offset, what does it do? Index size now I do not understand this actually. I actually asked AI to write a code in such a way so that the image are in rows and columns format when I upload them, so they are just simply rendered, and AI generated this code. So get a centered offset, so ultimately centered offset for all, right? So we have the index, so ultimately row is gonna be what, column is gonna be what. So ultimately math.flow index and column. So index is what? Index is the number, columns is the like how many columns are gonna be there. By dividing I get which row is it's going to be, and then by dividing it by index I get the which column it's going to be. So I'm getting the rows and column, that's fine. After that, once it's decided, using the columns and cell width, let me do one thing. I'm just simply gonna give this thing to AI again and ask it to correct. If it doesn't, if it works the same way, then we'll try to write the logic on our own instead of relying on AI. We'll try to simplify it, or let's ask AI to simplify this. Simply correct and simplify the logic here. Your logic, but there's a few things that can be simplified. I don't know how it's gonna be going on. Let me just simply copy and paste and see what happens. Okay, otherwise I'll have to see exactly what is happening. If I come back here, upload the image here, it actually gets uploaded here at the top. I actually come back here, this is again at the top. You've got to be kidding me. Show some mercy on me. Here we are. This is right. Where is the next one that I just uploaded? The image I just, okay, that is just below that. Come on. The image that I uploaded, that is just below this. So they are always here. Any around this. Yeah, they are always around this. But the question is, if I have the right center, where was I? Image upload. This is what the problematic thing is. But the simple thing is that if I actually have this what the hell, what kind of logic it gave me now? canvas center, the center X, they are wrong. So in that case, what can be the better solution? Let me do one thing. Const X and Y get a screen canvas coordinates. It's gonna take screen X, that's gonna be canvas dot width divided by 2, screen Y, that's gonna be canvas canvas dot what, height divided by 2, and then we'll have pan offset, then we'll have scale, then we'll have scale offset. Here we are. What is the problem? We are missing something. We are not passing canvas. Yeah, we are not passing canvas. Canvas needs to be sent as well, and X, Y, and if I come back here, try to upload the images. Alrighty. Superb. I mean, it is working. Yeah, so this is great that we are able to do it. The only thing that I did over here, that I asked the AI to write the logic, but the thing that I changed here, that is AI was doing what? AI was actually getting the canvas center, but the canvas centers ultimately center point, but the canvas center point in canvas in the sense is screen, actually screen center point it was taking. And screen center point, whether you call it canvas or screen, they have the same width and all. So it actually needs to be converted into screen coordinates, and that is why I had to, it actually had to be converted into canvas coordinates. So I converted it, and the AI wasn't doing that, so it just simply worked right. And this is the logic. To be honest, I still do not understand a few things here. Like, I know it does the job, and that is good, but how it works, what's the logic being implemented here? This is the logic that I asked the AI to write for me, and hence I do not understand. I'll be back, and then I'll see exactly what the things are happening here. Overall pretty simple, that we get the image info. This is simple, easy peasy. Once we get the image info, we decide the max height and max width of the images. After that we get we add the image gap, and we get the maximum height, like ceiling height and all. After that, over here this particular logic is used for deciding the number of rows and columns, and using this, of course, we get it. This is the interesting stuff. This is something that goes over my head. That is okay. First of all, we are converting rows and columns, so hopefully this tells that this particular image goes to this particular row and this particular column. On the basis of that, oh yeah, I think this decides which row and which column. On the basis of that thing, we get the center coordinate of that particular row and that particular column. As simple as that. So we still have to just understand this particular part, and remaining things are okay. Anyway, I have to just go to pick up my mom, and after that I'll be back and continue from here on. Until then, bye bye, take care, and see you soon.